It's time for Talk Law Radio with Todd Marquardt. Todd Marquardt, attorney at law in Texas. If you're a millionaire or a thousandaire, Talk Law Radio is now on the air. Call in with your business law question, your elder law question, veteran aid, Medicaid, build a business to get paid. 210-308-8867. Or ask a question online at marquardtlawfirm.com. That's MARQUARDT lawfirm.com. And now it's Talk Law Radio with Todd Marquardt.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt on the radio, on Facebook, on YouTube, on podcasts everywhere, and on talklawradio.com. Here with Lexi the Law Dog, Shannon Locke, and Shannon Roberta San Antonio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So today we're going to be talking about the TikTok case, TikTok versus Garland, who is the Attorney General for the United States. And TikTok wants to block the enforcement of a law called Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act. It's a long name, right?
Do you have the acronym down?
No. Is there one?
For often.
No, there's too many words there. But so TikTok doesn't want to stop TikToking.
Yeah.
And y'all are TikTokers.
We are, yeah. Well, we are TikTokers for sure.
Well, you too, Todd Father?
I'm on there, but I don't know how to use it.
No, really?
It's complicated to me.
Your stuff gets pretty good views. The law office stuff.
Well, maybe TikTok has a thing for lawyers.
Well, they may, and that might be one of the things that they're concerned about. And so, I mean, that's kind of one of the, I think, the issues that the government has against TikTok is that they're worried that, and frankly, one of the really great things about TikTok is you see all kinds of voices that you wouldn't normally see in mainstream media. And so you get a lot of people that typically can't get any kind of an audience, and they get promoted. And one of the concerns I think the government has is they're like, okay, well, that's probably because, having all these different voices is probably good for China and China's global interests, is what I think the government would probably argue.
Yeah. Huh. Well, what it says in the court case is that there's a security threat.
Right.
And both parties of the Congress and the Senate agreed, and we can't get them to agree on even a budget.
That's correct. Yes, and so I frankly, there were TikTokers, people that have made their political reputation on TikTok, who've used TikTok to gain a national standing, voting to enforce the ban, and it was kind of I forget his name right now, but the fellow that was running he was a Democratic senator or Democratic congressman, and then he ran for attorney general, and he had a national platform where he would explain the workings of Congress, just one person talking to a camera, and he explained how Congress was working in a very accessible way, and he voted in favor of the ban, in favor of the TikTok ban. And so you had somebody that was making a political career willing to vote in favor of banning their own platform. It was kind of interesting. Well,
Shannon Locke, since you're new to the show,
Yes,
I
sir.
wanted to let everybody know who you are. So do you have an elevator speech? Tell us what do you do for a living and all of that?
Yeah, so I'm a criminal defense attorney, and I practice criminal defense in federal and state court. I do everything from county court all the way up. I was in the Fifth Circuit on the 4th of December arguing a case, and so it was a First Amendment case. So everything from simple DWIs to more complex federal cases, I handle those.
Great. Well, thank you for
and your
talking
TikTok
with us.
presence, can we hear about that?
Sure. I'm also on TikTok. Yeah.
How can they find you? What is your...
Well, it's just Shannon Locke, SHANNONLOCKE. And then you usually put that in, and I'm usually the first result on that. So,
oh, great.
Yeah.
And he looks like this. And then what do you do on there? I really like your channel.
Oh, thank you.
I listen and... You probably don't notice me on there because you have so many followers, but I'm there and I'm watching.
Well, I appreciate that. So I really just try to break things down in a way that people can understand. And I try to educate people about their rights, about what to do when they have police contact, how to kind of demystify the legal and the criminal justice system. That's what I try to do.
Great. Well, that's needed out there. That's part of what I try to do is help people understand the law, because ignorance of the law is no excuse, right?
That's very true. And it can really end up causing lasting consequences to you. And everybody thinks, I'll just not engage in that behavior and I don't have to worry about that. Nobody knows that, or not enough people understand that we are all on the knife's edge, between becoming second-class citizens. Our criminal justice system is just a machine that just churns out, frankly, moving people from having the privilege of not having any criminal history to all of a sudden finding themselves in that subgroup where now your rights aren't the same anymore.
Right. So. Well, I hate for that to happen. Let's talk about the case a little bit. So this is TikTok and ByteDance versus Garland. ByteDance is the parent company of TikTok. And so they wanted to stop this new law from being enforced. They asked for a declaratory judgment. And in the trial court, what happened?
So I think it's my understanding that the case, I think by statute, originated in the District of Columbia Court of Appeals. So I think that was the trial court. What they did was they then submitted their evidence. They submitted their evidence through evidentiary. They didn't have
briefs.
Right. Yes. And so they would just summarize or essentially present affidavits and that sort of thing. And then the justices weighed those evidentiary affidavits and made their factual decisions. Is my understanding. So there wasn't actually a trial.
I didn't find a trial court ruling, and it didn't mention a trial court in the opinion, so you're probably right. I just never seen that before.
I haven't seen that before, and it was kind of a fascinating procedural. They basically, in the statute, gave the District of Columbia Court of Appeals, which is kind of like, if you think about the different circuits, the District of Columbia Court of Appeals is kind of like the farm league for the Supreme Court. It's like one of the most prestigious. And so they kind of understood that this was going to be heard by the Supreme Court because it is such an issue of first impression in this new era that we're in. And they just essentially put the case there to start off.
And the argument is that this violates the First Amendment, freedom of speech.
That's TikTok's argument.
Yeah.
And you even saw, like in the days after, the months after the ban was passed, you even saw people saying, well, the pro-Palestinian viewpoint on TikTok was a lot more pronounced on TikTok than it was on YouTube. So you even had the people that were passing the ban admitting those things. So I think TikTok had a pretty good argument that it was a content-based restriction on speech, which is certainly the argument that they made. And then the United States countered and said, look, this is what we need to do to maintain our national security.
That the interest for security is strong enough and compelling enough to outweigh the First Amendment right.
Right.
But also that it's not that we're shutting you down. We just want you to divest, or what's that fancy word for sell that they're using?
Divestiture?
Yeah, divestiture. Like, I've never heard that before.
Yeah.
Right. So if the Chinese company sells the U.S. TikTok version of the company to a U.S. company and says, we can't get any of your data, then it can continue as
exactly,
is.
Right. Yeah. So that's one of their...
Right.
Well, like I was telling you, there's somebody in China saying we can't do that This is the whole reason we wanted TikTok, was to get the Americans' data.
I hate to interrupt, but I'm scared to run out of time. The time always goes so fast, and I really want to know where you're going to send your followers. What plans are you making?
So I'm trying to diversify over to YouTube is what I'm trying to do. So so really there are, I think, 3 good short media, and one is TikTok. I think TikTok is by far the most superior. I think it is really accessible. I think the quality of the content is much higher on TikTok than it is on the other platforms. Then there's Instagram Reels, and then YouTube Shorts, and YouTube obviously YouTube's videos. As far as I can tell, so far my experience has been that it is a lot harder to break through. And for some reason, those shorts are usually, they used to be 15 seconds. They've expanded it to 3 minutes. But those shorts are so brief that you can't really get any information.
Right.
So I really think the TikTok model is, I'm frankly very surprised that nobody can imitate it. And I think you're right. I think, they're basically saying if you pull the Chinese connection out of it, you're not going to have anything else to sell. You're not going to have any ability to run the algorithm. And it's an interesting.
Well, why don't we each pool our $10 billion and then we'll have $30 billion and we'll make an offer?
There you go.
Well, I think President Trump is going to find a buyer.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying, look, so it expired. The ban hits on January 19th. Obviously, Trump becomes president on January 21st. And so you have that 2-day gap. What's going to happen? I mean, the for lack of a better term, the vibe that I'm getting from TikTok is they don't seem concerned at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't say, you don't.
Is it a denial or? There's
no information on it. I mean, it's just like this strange kind of circumstance where they're not addressing it. But typically, as we kind of saw with Twitter, when it transitioned to Elon Musk, you could kind of feel things changing in this. But here, it's just it seems like it's always been.
I'm sure there's chaos in corporate, though. I mean, like in the corporate office.
Who knows? I mean, but they're running the. So, for instance, right now there's a sponsorship where they're trying to get people to share their TikToks.
I saw that. Yeah,
and they'll give you a $70 credit.
Yeah.
On the TikTok shop.
Yeah, I've gotten several of those.
Have you?
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. The TikTok shop.
Yeah, I mean, so TikTok has this incredible ability, and it really is incredible, where lots of people can actually make decent money on TikTok. And so
you can be in rural Mississippi, and if you have an internet connection and a cell phone,
and you're just talking to people,
you have a business now. If you're willing to get on there and
absolutely, you get a certain number of followers, and you can start making money on TikTok. And it's
who pays?
TikTok.
Oh,
TikTok will pay, and then so then people will become shop affiliates where they will sponsor these products, and then they get a percentage of the sales.
Okay.
And so it's not. And unlike, I think, a lot of the American companies where YouTube, it is very difficult to break through and get monetized. Lots of normal people can get monetized on TikTok. It is a very attractive platform where you could actually, make decent amounts of money.
That friend of mine that I told you started fishing. He was videoing himself fishing on TikTok. He said he made 30 cents the other night.
on his live stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, the lives are hard to make money on. The lives are hard to make money. But when you have your views and they get to a certain level, you can make, it's not enough to make a really good living, but it's certainly enough to supplement. And if finally we figured out a way for China to pay us something,
right?
And now we're going to ban it, right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a weird dynamic.
I think something's got to happen because they're not going to allow the status quo.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and TikTok acknowledges that they're collecting a lot of data, and they collect data from messages between people. They collect data from the contacts because it is such a once somebody gets, you see these people, and the incentive to grow your following is just so strong that they're willing to download all their contacts, download all their, and then once that happens, everybody, they can figure out how that web works for everyone. And so you can see why it would be an attractive data set for somebody to have.
Part of what they were saying too is that in People's Republic of China, if the government says that a company has to hand over information, then they have to do it. In essence, every business is an arm of the government because they don't have the same type of protections. Like here, if Google is told to pass on all the information, there's going to be litigation, and you can.
Well, there might be litigation. I mean,
Right.
so.
But Google is not an arm of the United States government.
Right.
We don't live in that kind of setup.
Well, during the COVID era, there was some evidence of the federal government telling social media companies which content to filter.
Good point. Yeah, that is true.
I forget what opinion that was, but I did. But there were court cases about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a legitimate critique, is that our privacy is not so sacrosanct in the United States. I mean, certainly these, they could probably, if China really wanted to, buy that same thing from Google.
Right.
And I'm not sure that Google would not sell it to them because I guess Congress could pass a law theoretically and say don't sell privacy data to foreign countries. But, they certainly, I don't think it would be hard for them to figure out how to purchase or access the data from Google.
Right. That's a good point. I try and hide in plain sight.
Easier said than done.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think anybody's interested in me. Maybe the CCP is.
It'd be kind of a dubious honor, I guess.
Yeah.
But and then but I thought what it would be interesting, and they certainly don't provide any examples. Like it's not like Corporal Smith, who was with the nuclear, right? Armed services group, was blackmailed by China to give up X, Y, and Z, or affair A, B, and C would be exposed. They don't provide any examples of that. Like they don't show, and theoretically, I suppose it's possible that they could find a high value target that they wanted to get intelligence from and say, look, we're going to expose your private messages if you don't do what we want you to do. Theoretically, that could happen, but they certainly don't provide that in any kind of documentation.
Yeah. So what is the security threat? Just that they have data about where we live and what our dates of birth are?
That, but they also can use it as a propaganda machine. So they can just pump up
to influence us.
Right. You don't even notice it, but they just dial it up a little bit and everything is pro-China.
Right.
And everything is well,
that's when I started thinking about the cigarette industry. That the Marlboro and Camel got in trouble with advertising to children. So media does work to influence people.
Yeah, definitely.
And those bans were found to be constitutional. They couldn't have cartoon characters selling cigarettes, and they couldn't. They said the compelling interest of having kids not smoke is sufficient to tamp down that stuff.
To outweigh the First Amendment right.
So you're the judge. What's your ruling?
Well, I'm all for national security. Now, I'm questioning the real reasons, like how would it make us more secure, other than just thinking that maybe they could influence us somehow.
Oh, they definitely can.
But I want to see the data, like Mr. Locke here.
Did you let your kids get on TikTok, or was it not a real thing?
I don't have a good response to that. I couldn't.
Next question.
I couldn't stop my kids from doing much. So, yeah, they were influenced, and they suffered. Whatever happens when kids watch for too long.
And I mean, so certainly YouTube is just it is a low value. I mean, the kids stuff on YouTube is, they're not doing the TikTok ban to protect kids, because if they were doing that, they would certainly take a look at the stuff on YouTube. I mean, I think it's just
No, they were clear it's national security.
It's clear, yeah.
Balanced against First Amendment rights.
But do you see his argument that what are the security threats?
Information is power. I mean, that's what all these big companies want, is all your data.
But it's not specific.
I don't know. You're the judge. What's your?
I mean, I would. So, I really think that there must be a technological solution that would be acceptable. I don't think it's okay in a free society to ban a platform like this. So, I just don't think that it's acceptable in the kind of country that I want to live in, with the kind of First Amendment rights that I want to have. I don't think it's acceptable to ban the entire platform. I really don't.
It's just like the horse-drawn carriage.
I was just thinking that. Isn't that amazing?
They're just saying the TikTok and ByteDance is named in the law. We're banning you specifically.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But I was thinking of all the TikTok stars that, I mean, they're huge. They're making a ton of money, and just to have it go away overnight.
It's going to be.
Where there was another place that you're migrating your people to. You said something else.
Well, it's a Twitter alternative. So I'm on my social media. I'm on Blue Sky.
That was it.
Blue Sky.
Yeah.
And then Twitter.
What do you think about that?
Blue Sky's interesting. Yeah. It's so Blue Sky is a Twitter alternative, and they.
It was made by the Twitter executives, right?
It was founded by Jack Dorsey. He was one of the people that founded it, and he's now been done. He's now out of Blue Sky, and it is what they call a federated social media, where you actually own the content that you create.
Oh wow!
And so, unlike Twitter, where now that Twitter's kind of Twitter, the quality of Twitter and the conversations that are on Twitter are less productive, I would say. You can't really move all of your content over. It belongs to Twitter.
Oh, okay.
So Blue Sky is a little bit different. And
are people actually on there?
Yeah. There are a lot of people on there. There are a lot of it's kind of been a kind of a reaction to the Elon Musk. So it's sort of a backlash to that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So when you post something, do you have to go to each site specifically, or is there like one site that you post to and then that site distributes everything?
There is a way to do that, but the way I do, I just post to each site specifically.
Do you say the same thing? So
typically, for instance, right now there's Blue Sky, there's Twitter, and there's Threads. Those are the three. Threads. Those are the three social media.
That's with Instagram, right?
It is, yeah. And so I don't deal with Threads so much. I deal with Twitter and I deal with Blue Sky, and Threads very rarely. But then I will go on Blue Sky typically and post something and then copy it over to Twitter. And do that.
So you record it or you do it live? Well,
so on TikTok, those are the videos. And then I'll just do a different video for YouTube because the format's a little bit different.
Oh, okay.
And then Twitter, you're just tweeting, you're saying your thoughts.
Oh, okay.
And copying those over to Blue Sky or Blue Sky over to Twitter.
There's a negative to a lawyer being on TikTok?
Is there a negative? I mean, I think there probably is a negative to it. You have to. Do
people recognize you when you go out? Like, hey, you're that TikToker?
That doesn't.
Or do people post nasty comments?
Yeah.
Yes, they do. For sure, they post nasty comments. And I've thought about giving the waiter sometimes $20 and telling them, hey, recognize me in front of my wife.
I'm surprised people don't recognize you.
No, they don't recognize me. No, they don't recognize me. So occasionally they will, but it's very occasional.
Yeah. They'll
Yeah,
say,
it's
where
not
do I know you from?
Right, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, when somebody posts something negative about me, Chris gets all upset and offended. And
Oh, wow.
how dare he say that about you?
What would they possibly come up with to say bad about you? You're too nice.
It's the gun rights. that people
Oh,
don't like.
yes. It was my own mom. He got trolled by my mom. You're right. I forgot.
That's funny.
Well, thank you so much
Absolutely.
for joining
Yeah.
us.
This was
We
fun.
enjoyed
Thank
the
you.
conversation.
Yeah.
And if people out there need help with federal, state, or county crime, you can find Shannon Locke
That's right. Yep.
on TikTok for now.
Blue Sky, maybe?
Blue Sky.
Blue
I'll
Sky
have
or
to
Twitter,
check that
yeah.
out. Shannon, do you have a sign off yet?
Oh, I don't have a good one yet.
Well, whenever you sign off in your videos, you
I
say,
just go, bye.
I love you.
I love you. Bye.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye.